Hello YouTube, Damo _23 here and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. Another episode of Leicester Reborn. If you want to check out Glory Hunter, the whole playlist with all the videos are now currently out. So if you want to go watch episode 1 all the way through to 157, you can do that with the link down below. With that being said, welcome back to another episode of My Save with Leicester. And with this episode, we have a massive one because it's actually a precursor to my beta save for next FM. We've got Ange Postecoglou Spurs in the 4th round of the Cameroon Cup. Now, for those that don't know Ange is an Australian manager. Me being an Australian FM player, this is the dream. He is the dream of dreams. He's a great manager. We've seen his career sprout into all this amazingness down under, and we're all in forever awe with him as well. Became a coach at a very young age, at the age of 27, with long-term injuries. Worked on the Puskas at South Melbourne, and then from there has been insanely good, has had some moments of high controversy, and led him to a lot of times being in the wilderness of Australian football as a coach, but now he's at the top of the world in managing the best clubs, one of the best clubs in the world, which obviously in the Premier League, best league in the world. Yeah, Ange has done pretty well as an Aussie, hasn't he? Now, with that being said, without further ado, we have to go through our schedule and everything, but if you do enjoy the content, give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube, and as always, live on stream, links down below on Twitch, which makes this more incredible. We've played 23 games, we've won 23, we've scored we have a goal difference of 63. I've played everything but 4 games on stream, and we just don't lose. It is incredible. We have had some moments yet again where I'm like, oh, here we go, and then we've just come out the other side. Since we last met, which was Southampton, we came back against Huddersfield, and against Huddersfield we had, after the 9 men, we had Vardy and Drewsbury Hall out for 3 games. We also had a couple of guys still away at the World Cup, which, by the way, the final, which we're about to find out who the winners are, is Portugal played Tunisia, who didn't even make it through the group in the actual World Cup because the Aussies did their job. But with that being said, we've got this one here, against Huddersfield. It could have been a potential banana peel, and we won 5-0. We then won 3-0 against Blackburn. We actually lined up in the 4-3 in the next game, I think. We moved 4-3 early because Samar picked up an injury. Got a 7.7, but picked up a knock. And it meant that we had to move 4-3-3 to see out the games because, Daka picked up a knock too. And it led to this game here, which was quite interesting. We were 15 minutes away from conceding our first points this season. Started 4-3, 1-0, couldn't score a second. I went to go make changes. As I'm making a change in the 75th minute, cancel my changes from kickoff. I went to go make changes again. By the end of that highlight, we went to go 2-1 up. So it was mental. And then we scored to make it 3-1 as well, bringing out the 4-2-3-1 for the last 15 minutes and scored a couple of goals. It was quite nice. But yeah, had to line up 4-3 just because of the knocks and the injuries and Indindi not being fit as well. He's been out injured, but he should be back today, Wilfred. Passed his fitness test, I think. And yeah, we're in a good spot and we're getting promoted. And I think the question now, at some point, do we dare dream win all 46 games? Do we dare try to? Obviously we tried to, but is it possible? Surely not. At some stage we're going to lose a game, right? In their own right, Norwich and Watford are having a pretty decent season. We played Blackburn, who were second in the league at one stage, and we beat them too. But let's have a look at Spurs and how they've gone. In terms of their tactics and the senior squad, that's how they're currently selected. We'll actually see how they're actually selected here. So I'd love to see how Harry Kane's going on the Spurs. He's got only 2 goals because, he would be using Harry Kane. Harry Kane's not his type of striker, but he would be using him. For me, it'd be the likes of Son that are scoring their goals, and I'll be interested to see how Perisic and Tanganga are going too. But look, if you look at Ange's actual team and how they've gone, they've only lost 2 games in the Premier League this season, away against Man United and at home against Newcastle. They've won their last 3 games as well, playing in a 4-3-3, as he generally does. Sorry, they lost 4. They lost on the opening day to Chelsea. That leaves them currently in 6th, which I know Spurs fans might not like hearing this. If they finish 6th in real life, that would be an achievement first season because you got to think Arsenal, Man United, Man City, definitely ahead of them, right? Liverpool, you would imagine, is on the mend and probably inside the top 4. So there's another one. And that's not me being biased. If you want me to my biased opinion on Liverpool, Liverpool they just signed Sabazable and, we've also got McAllister. And, if we get one of Kone to Latvia, our midfield's reborn. Trent has a good season and Nunes got more than 15 goals. you heard it here first, Liverpool win the league because they don't have a Champions League. Just quietly, right? That's my biased opinion. In my unbiased opinion, Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, definitely going to be ahead of him in the 4. You would have to say Newcastle ahead of him in 5th. You then would have to say, well, okay, what about the likes of Brentford, Brighton? It's definitely something that you have to think about, right? Because they've been really good. Aston Villa, if they go on from last season. All of a sudden, there's 9 teams fighting for those sort of spots. I think if you're Spurs, and if you're Ange, and if you're a Spurs fan watching this, you're probably saying if he finishes anywhere from 8th to 5th, it's pretty good. It ain't too bad. Because you just need to give him a year to implement his football, get his players in. Second season, go, okay, now we need to finish 6th, 5th, 4th, if we can. And then obviously after season 3 and 4, that's the time we need to, okay, top 4, cement top 4, push for a Premier League title, something like that. That's probably what's going to happen at Spurs. Spurs fans won't like me saying that because they still think, oh, we should be borderline trying to win the league every year. You guys are going to be lucky to finish 6th, 7th, or 8th this season coming up. So good to see that Ange is kind of in a good spot. Now let's go into the game itself because look, this is our first massive test of the season, you would have to say, and we are going full strength because people are back, people are fit, and let's get into it. So look, Melier is back, which means we can actually go to France and we can see if they won the 3rd place playoff. They lost to Germany, which means the holders are Portugal beat Tunisia in the final. Wow. There you go. Did Tunisia lead? They didn't. They made it 1-1 and Ronaldo scored. So Ronaldo ends his international career with a World Cup. There you go. Fair enough. If you actually go through like all the groups, Tunisia going for the group with Australia and Denmark. Australia got 1 point drawing to Tunisia. Tunisia then beat Denmark and lost to France. They then beat Argentina. They then beat Netherlands. They then beat Germany. So yeah, what a run by Tunisia. It was pretty interesting. So, but yeah, Portugal and Ronaldo. There you are. In real life, Argentina and Messi. And FM, Portugal and Ronaldo. There you go. Look, if you look at our team, we're in pretty full strength here. Castagna, Suter, Sarr, Thomas, Smithies is going to play because Millier's just come back from international duty. And look, Alex Smithies and me go way back, so he can play, he's on a concede. He's kept 3 clean sheets this year. Harvey Barnes, Alex Scott, Lucas Moura yet again. I speak about him every time. He's just incredible on the left-hand side playing against his former club. And Iheanacho is up top with the form he's been in. Now, let's go and see how Spurs line up and in this 4-3-3 and see what they're going to do. And then I'll be interested to see how we're going to go on against a very good side. Hugo Lloris, obviously, be Vicario in real life. I think Lloris' career is pretty much done at Spurs. Pedro Porro looks fantastic out wide. Davison Sanchez, not too bad. Christian Romero, okay. Sergio Reguilon, not too bad. Bentancur, Bissouma. Madison's definitely a Ange Postecoglou signing, someone who can drive from deep and attack the half spaces. Dejan Kulusevski, pretty good. Heung-min Song, and Harry Kane's Harry Kane. Very fantastic there. Sessegnon, maybe someone I might try to sign in my save, actually, being that he is a very aggressive left back. So definitely could look at that. Destiny Udogie should probably be starting, but he's not 100% fit. Ben Davies, Emerson Royale, Dan Juma, Richarlison, who's the dirtiest twit alive, but I actually have a lot of time for him when he plays for Brazil, and Tanganga and Holgerberg. For those who are wondering, would Ange play 4-3? Yes. For those who are wondering, any of these players in the middle of the park, apart from Madison? No. Generally put, his wing backs come really inside, and it's all about creating little pockets of triangles in the half space between fullback and left back. And he needs a very, very pressing, very physically quick striker to help press and break lines to relieve some pressing, issues if the lines in between here get all congested with too many players. And then he can get a striker that can open up the game here and there. And yeah, look, Ange is very good at what he does. His football is very good. He's very front thinking. He ain't going to change football for anyone. So when they play Man City, they're not going to sit there and try and defend. They're going to try and outscore Man City. That's generally what he does. So there'll be some exciting stuff in real life with Ange. But today, I'd love to see us win the Cabaret Cup in our first season. So we go after him because I don't change the way I play football on FM. Ange doesn't change the way he plays football in real life. This is going to be a really good, aggressive game of football. It's us in the blue. It's Ange and his Spurs side in the white. And Alex Smithy's bumped one forward here in the 11th minute of the game. Lucas Moura heads down here. Nacho doesn't get on that one though. But it falls to Thomas. Ndindi loses out and then wins back. Harvey Barnes, good touch, runs inside. Finds Drewsbury Hall. I don't think that was the ball, mate. He really should have played Castagne, but oh well. Loris now. Sanchez. Bentancur. Bissouma. Pedro Porro. Driving. Running. Pedro Porro going on a great run. Let's be honest. It's a pretty good run, that one. Harry Suter decided he didn't want to jump. Madison, Regulon of all people, driving forward. Numbers in the box, and he went for goal. 0-0. We'll say Pedro Porro can't defend, so the more he gets further forward, the better it is for us, let's be honest. Because we'll have more space to get in behind a guy that can't really defend too much. Anyway, Romero plays Madison, and picked off by Alex Scott, still having a fantastic year, but his numbers are starting to dry up. Good ball from Mangala Sarr out to Lucas Moura. Poor touch inside from Lucas, which we haven't seen too much of this season. But whenever you play a big side on FM23, your players just forget how to play football at times. So here we are. Harry Kane dropping in deep like he will do in real life, but Suter wins. He goes long. Iheanacho didn't really impact play. He was offside by a mile anyway. Sanchez, Iheanacho pressed. Loris again. 15 minutes in. Spurs have looked the better side, knocking it around very well. But we have been okay. And Drewsbury Hall wins. Iheanacho, big moment. Lucas Moura against his former club. And in the end, between Loris and Sanchez, it's blocked /save / it's out for a corner. Harry Suter, big man, big moment against his former international manager. Just didn't get there. And Regulon goes on a run. That's probably your highlight. Big moment for Lucas Moura, won it back. And that's your highlight FM. No, Drewsbury Hall takes control. Harvey Barnes through Loris. Was he onside? We thought it was a highlight. It was. We won it back to a long diagonal. Barnes hits it at Loris and it goes in. And, well, they're celebrating now. Boys reckon we're 1-0 up here against Spurs. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Ange Postecoglou, it is Spurs 0, Leicester 1. Romero headed away. Drewsbury Hall one touch and volleyed it over the top. Barnes was on top by a mile, judging by that replay. Loris should do a little bit better, let's be honest. But 16 minutes in, 1-0. Good touch. Another good touch. And then the half volley with the outside of the left boot. Superb. Barnes on top by a mile. We lead 1-0 against Tottenham Hotspur at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Massive for us. Massive. Really do prove that we should be in the Premier League next year. And, yeah. For a second, I thought Drewsbury Hall beat Loris, but Loris got there finally. Looked like it was stuck in slow motion with that dive, though. Really looks like he's over the hill in this game here. Drewsbury Hall whips one. Cleared. Only as far as Drewsbury Hall. He cuts it to Harry Suter of all people. He won't shoot. Mangala Sarr, look for Barnes, Ndindi, Suter! Oh, if Harry Suter scored from outside the box, I would have lost my mind. Really did wish it felt like an Alex Scott or something, but yeah. Approaching half-time, they've had more of the ball, we've had more of the creation. I'm pretty happy with this. Castagne now picks this one up. And he looks for Alex Scott, touches around the corner to Harvey Barnes, big switch out there to Luke Thomas, and here he goes. Driving. Porro's not the greatest defender, never engaged him. Lucas Moura cuts it. Harvey Barnes for 2-0. Are we just the best team in England, maybe? Like, is that a thing? Is the best team in England actually in the Championship? Like, Man City who? Are Man City winning every game in the league this year? 2-0. Will we be beaten at all this season? Are we just going to win everything? They may as well just give me the Champions League this year at this rate. I'm winning everything. I am talking smack here, and famous last words before Kane scores a hat-trick in the second half and we lose 3-2. But, okay. We're 2-0 up. We've looked good. James Madison against his former club. Good ball. Bentancur heads and, okay. Everybody back down. Everybody sit back down. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. Sit down. Yes, Callum, I know, jinx myself. We are live on stream. Links down below. But everyone relax. Give it a like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It all helps with the wins. Chill. Drewsbury Hall, Harry Suter, goal, 3-1. Didn't get up, Harry. And Pedro Porro's on the break. Okay, panic now. We panic. Human song. Castagne, you've done very well. Harvey Barnes drives. Needs a runner. Shrewsbury Hall, Ian Nacho's onside. Why? Why? Ian Nacho's onside and Moore said, I'll take it. 2-1. Ndindi is dead. He's coming back from injury, so we'll take him off in a second. Regulon. Madison. Heung-min Song. Still Heung-min Song. Wasn't far away. Alex Smithers was sprawling. Smart for Ndindi is one change for sure. Don't really want to change anything going on up here. Everybody looks pretty good. I'm going to leave some changes for a little bit. I think Mangala Sarr for Johnny Evans is something that might need to be done here too. A little bit more experience here. Mangala Sarr's not had his best of game. Shrewsbury Hall, Whippage. Johnny Evans was around, didn't win. Barnes heads it in there. Scott tried to get there, and it's going to be Loris who picks the ball up instead of one of us getting there. Now, to be 4 Spurs long. Solid. Good press from us. Evan head to Shrewsbury Hall. Alex Scott. Ian Nacho. Good ball to Thomas. Lucas Moura. No, it's Harvey Barnes. Oh, what a save from Loris. It's a world-class save from a keeper that is in his final couple of years of being at the top of his craft. And it was a pretty good save, but I think Harvey Barnes has to score for his hat-trick there. He really does. Headed away again. We've looked good. We've looked really good. And that goal kind of against the run of players, they've played okay, Spurs, I would say. Sutar flicks it massively over the bar. Look, it's been a good game of football, this. 68 minutes played. Is there going to be a moment? Or are we okay? Loris, Bentancur, Holgerberg, should be Castañas, and one of them won. I think Lucas Moura went back with the flight. Pedro Porro, well done Johnny Evans, well swept up. Lucas Moura, ball down the line, Thomas, getting squeezed, great ball to Alex Scott. Sanchez fouled him, referee reckons no. What part of the ball did he win there? But okay, Holgerberg, Sanchez, Pedro Porro, squeezing in this quadrant. Madison faces forward. Dejan Kulusevski forced backwards. That's where we just needed a touch of extra press there. We were okay. Richarlison wins the second ball. Son's in. Big moment. Oh, it's upsetting. Well, we were 2-0 and looked like the best team in England. We're now just a team in England that plays in the Championship. How the cookie crumbles. It's 2-2. Good finish from Heung-min Song. Nothing Alex Smithers can do with that one there. Throw in. Alex Scott. Whippage. Harvey Barnes on a hat-trick. Loris has made a mistake. It's 3-2. We're back to being the best team in England, the world, and give us the FA Cup, the Cabarro Cup, the Championship. Give me even the Champions League and the Club World Cup right now because we're winning every game this season. Obviously not the case, but, read into my sarcasm. We're leading again. Loris makes a mistake. It is poor keeping. He could only parry it into the bar. We'll take it. It's 3-2. I'm going to line up in the 4-3-3 now just to kind of get the boys to calm down. Ian Nacho and Harvey Barnes are going to do that. Lucas Moura, can he take a penalty? 11. Vardy's got better penalty taking, right? Yeah, 17. Of course he's got better penalty taking. I'm meaning who's he out there? Is anyone on the bench who's got really good penalty taking that needs to come on? The things you look for, by the way, Willie Alves is developing that well. Yes, he is. Tete, 13 penalty taking. Like I said, Tete's going to come in. 9 penalty taking for Sammy Brook. Alex Scott's got 7 penalty taking. So Brook's coming in because he can take a good penalty. Just going to get you to box to box. And Tete's going to come in. He actually can take a pen. Oh yeah, we can't take him off. Harvey Barnes can take a pen. Harvey Barnes can't take a pen. James Justin can't take a pen, but I don't think Castagne can either. Okay, James Justin in as well. Do that. The things you look for when you're making changes. Penalties. Because that's what you need to think about in tight games, is that. 80 minutes played. Time ticks away. We're in a more possession-based defensive system. At the moment, a hat-trick from Harvey Barnes separates the two sides in the 89th minute. Madison whips. And Christian Romero breaks hearts. He breaks all of Leicester's hearts, and it's 3-3 from a corner at the front stick. Where was Suter? Where was Evans? Suter is not even near the front stick. We left it to a 42. Samar to defend that. Okay, game. Okay, sure, that's who picks that one up. Time ticks away. Straight to penalties. Well, Ange, it was a pleasure playing with you, but now it's time for you to lose. Dewsbury Hall. Vardy's going to take penalty 4. Inacho will get us off to a good start, hopefully. Sammy Braybrook will take a pen. Vardy will take 4. Harry Suter, I trust my life, so in you come at 5. Harvey Barnes at 6. And outside of that, there we go. All right. Look, Alex Smithies has been a hero for me before. Alex Smithies has been a hero for me again. Okay. Alex Smithies versus Madison. Alex Smithies, you're a goat amongst men. Let's go, Alex. Madison. Good penalty. Right, Ian Acho, 14 penalty taking. One of our best penalty takers. Has scored his 3 penalties he has taken this season versus Loris. And just like in real life, Loris is not really a good penalty stopper. You saw it in the World Cup final. Just falls over. Holgerberg. This is a penalty we can save here, Alex. Holgerberg's not the greatest from the spot. Alex Smithies! He's a goat. You remember him from Sunderland in FM19? Europa League final before he retired. I played him because he was retiring. Got to a shootout. He saved 2. And then Loris saves that. Loris I've never seen save a penalty and he saves that. Okay, game. Alex Smithies, Richarlison doesn't deserve the score. He's not a good enough footballer. Richarlison versus Smithies. Good penalty, to be fair. 2-2 after 3 each, after a world-class save from both keepers. A 17-year-old Braybrook steps up. This is the penalty that worries me the most. Yeah, it was pretty poor. It was pretty tame. That's one of the worst penalties I've seen. Dejan Kulusevski versus Alex Smithies. Can Smithies now save again? No, he goes the wrong way. 3-2 after 3 each. Jamie Vardy steps up to keep us in it. And this is why you always get your best penalty taker to take penalty kick number 4. Because either keep you in it, put you up to match point, or to win. It's never a penalty that means nothing. Jamie Vardy must score. Jamie Vardy to continue the party. Bottom bins. That's a comfortable penalty. Okay. Think that's 4-3. Or 3-2. Anyway, Emerson Royal scores, it's all over. Alex Smithies versus Royale. Penalty and a half down the middle of them. We led 2-0. We led 3-2. Oh, it's a bit harsh. We had more XG as well. Look, we could take the negatives out of it. We can have a laugh at me jinxing that too, because I definitely did that. We didn't lose over 90 minutes. We drew. So we're still undefeated over 90 minutes this season. I'm going to take that and run with it. Second thing I am going to say there too, if we're doing that against Spurs, who are a decent side, then so be it. Lastly, I've just handed Ange, another year on his contract because Spurs will get pretty close to win the Carabao Cup, you would think. But yeah, look, to concede to a set piece and it's not nice. In the 88th minute. A couple of big penalty misses there. Dewsbury Hall's penalty was really good. I've never seen Loris make a save from a penalty, so for him to save that one was pretty outrageous. Braybrook, a youngster, we brought him on to take a penalty because he's a better penalty taker. He's an okay penalty taker and better than what we had out there. Maybe we should have given it to one of the experienced lads. Maybe it should have been Harry Suter and Johnny Evans. But look, is what is. We lose 3-3 and in the shootout 4-2. I can't complain. I thought we did well. Alex maybe saved a penalty to rewind the clock for me, which, I got a lot of nostalgia out of that from my FM19 days. I'm okay with that. Ange played well, set the team up nicely. I think we can do it better in the beta, but it is what it is. Can't do much. Harvey Barnes scored a hat-trick, which is good. Might inflate his value. But yeah, look, a very, very good run in the Carabao Cup comes to an end in the 4th round, which if they complain to me not being competitive, then they can jump ship and they're not. I'll deal with that. Till next time, which is going to be... no big games in January. I'm not planning on signing one. Obviously, Watford you've already seen this year and we're flying. I'm probably going to come back for something in here. Could be Norwich again. Might be Leeds in March because we're so far ahead, or a big FA Cup game. I think those are your options. If you enjoyed the episode, give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and are we going to go undefeated in the league this season? Maybe, who knows. Thank you, and goodbye.